Billie Eilish, the 22-year-old global pop icon known for her genre-defying music, unconventional style, and fearless advocacy on social issues, has once again sparked widespread conversation, this time regarding the results of the 2024 U.S. presidential election. The Grammy-winning artist, who has been an outspoken supporter of progressive causes and a vocal advocate for gender equality, shared a deeply personal and impassioned message with her millions of followers following the shocking election outcome. In a post on her Instagram story, Eilish expressed her profound dismay after former President Donald Trump triumphed over his opponents to win the 2024 election, declaring it's a war on women. This powerful statement, though brief, has quickly become emblematic of the emotions that many women across the United States are feeling in the wake of Trump's victory. Eilish's words resonate deeply with those who had hoped for a different political direction in the U.S., one that would prioritize the rights of women and marginalized communities. For Billie, a passionate advocate for social justice who has never hesitated to speak out on controversial matters, the outcome of this election marks a moment of reckoning, a point at which the struggles for equality, autonomy, and bodily rights appear to be at a crossroads. Billie's statement is more than just a personal reaction. It reflects the growing frustration and fear felt by many women across the country who view Trump's victory as a step backward for gender equality and social progress. Over the years, Trump's policies have frequently been seen as hostile toward women's rights, with his administration advocating for policies that many women's rights activists view as damaging or regressive. From attempts to restrict access to reproductive health services, to dismantling protections for marginalized groups, to his often controversial rhetoric surrounding women's issues, Trump's tenure in office was marked by tension and conflict. Many were hoping that 2024 would bring a different political direction, one that would continue the progress made in the aftermath of movements like Me Too, the fight for reproductive rights, and the growing calls for gender equality. However, with Trump's return to the White House, many women feel that these advances are under direct threat. Billie Eilish's poignant words reflect this fear, signaling that, for many, the result of the 2024 election is not just a political loss but a symbol of a much deeper and more troubling ideological divide. To Eilish and many others, Trump's victory represents not only a victory for a political figure they perceive as out of touch with the realities facing women today, but also a victory for a political ideology that they believe fails to recognize the autonomy, rights, and dignity of women. With the election results bringing a sense of disillusionment to large swaths of the country, Billie Eilish has used her platform to give voice to this collective sentiment, expressing how the stakes for women's rights are higher than ever before. Billie's words come at a time when the political climate in the United States is more polarized than ever. The 2024 election has drawn sharp contrasts between the parties and their ideologies, with the victory of Donald Trump coming amid a deeply contentious atmosphere. As one of the most prominent voices in the entertainment industry, Billie Eilish's reaction is not just personal, it is reflective of the anxieties that millions of Americans share about the future of women's rights in the U.S. These concerns are deeply rooted in the social, political, and legal battles of the past, and the fear that years of progress could be undone under Trump's administration. The reality is that Trump's policies on women's rights have been a focal point of controversy throughout his political career. His administration took aim at the Affordable Care Act (ACA), which provided critical healthcare protections for women, especially in terms of reproductive health. He also sought to undermine federal protections against discrimination, which disproportionately affected women in the workplace. Additionally, Trump's stance on abortion rights has been a point of contention, with his administration working to appoint judges to the Supreme Court, who many feared would overturn landmark decisions such as Roe v. Wade. For many women, Trump's policies seemed to be an open attack on their rights, while his rhetoric often included comments that many considered to be sexist, dismissive, and demeaning. Billie's decision to speak out about these concerns is a reflection of how deeply these issues resonate with her personally, and with the values she holds as an artist and an activist. Known for her unapologetic stance on body positivity, mental health advocacy, and social justice, Billie has consistently used her platform to fight for change. Whether it's speaking out about climate change, mental health, or gender equality, Billie has always made it clear that she is committed to using her voice to amplify the causes she believes in. Her comment on the 2024 election encapsulates the sentiment of many women and activists who fear that Trump's second presidency will undo decades of progress in the fight for gender equality, reproductive rights, and social justice. Adding to the gravity of the situation is the ongoing legal drama surrounding Trump, which has been a defining feature of his political career. In the months leading up to the 2024 election, Trump faced a barrage of legal battles, including being found guilty on all 34 counts in his hush money trial. This verdict was a historic moment, marking the first time that a former U.S. president had been criminally convicted. Despite the gravity of the legal challenges he faces, Trump has managed to maintain a strong base of supporters, many of whom continue to rally behind him as a figurehead of conservative politics. However, for many others, these legal troubles are a reminder of the ethical and moral questions surrounding his leadership. His multiple impeachments, his 6 bankruptcies, and the ongoing cases against him represent a picture of a man whose tenure in office was mired by scandal and legal complications. Yet, despite these controversies, his political influence remains undeniable, as evidenced by his return to power. For Billie and many others who supported alternative candidates, the thought of Trump returning to office is a deeply unsettling prospect. It represents a rollback of what they see as hard-won victories for women, LGBTQ individuals, and communities of color. As Eilish put it, "It's a war on women, a stark declaration that reflects the emotional toll this political shift has had on so many people who feel that their rights, their voices, and their futures are at risk." Billie's statement, though personal, is part of a much larger movement of people, particularly young women, who are standing up to make their voices heard in the face of what they perceive as a dangerous political landscape. These concerns are not just about one election, one candidate, or one issue. They are about the future of civil rights, gender equality, and the protections that millions of women rely on every day. For Billie Eilish and many others, the fight for women's rights is ongoing, and it's a fight that will continue in the streets, in the courts, and in the ballot box. As the nation grapples with the aftermath of the 2024 election, Billie's words serve as a reminder that the struggles for women's rights, gender equality, and social justice are far from over. The political battles ahead will undoubtedly shape the future of the U.S., and for activists like Billie Eilish, the fight is just beginning. The outcome of this election may have been a setback, but for many, it only fuels the determination to keep pushing for change. For those who are committed to defending the rights of women and marginalized groups, this is not the end, it is only the beginning of a new chapter in the ongoing struggle for equality and justice.